Everything Chris. Everything Chris. Everything Chris. Everything Chris. Everything Chris. Everything Chris. Everything Chris.
So anyway, so with Cheshire, you was there for a bit, and I believe you made your way to QBL.
Yeah, that's right.
How was that whole? So how did that come about during the season, and how was that whole experience with you know, you just come from a losing, dysfunctional situation, and you've gone to Australia, where you're in a winning situation, and you got better weather, better food.
Hey, the weather and the food, man, they were another level. No, I think a lot of that is due to conversations that I had with, you know, people that support me, really, like my family and my fiance. And even though the Cheshire season was a tough one, I tried not to get caught up in, you know, okay, I'm on a losing team, so I'm just going to go get mine. Or, you know, I didn't really get caught up in that stuff. I tried to just kind of play my game. And I think the Australian coach recognized that. And Rodney Anderson, not related, although we call each other brothers probably now. He recognized that, because that's a lot of the tape that he watched was the Chester games, and I was kind of worried about that, because I thought, this isn't the greatest tape to be watching. But he recognized the little things I did. He was happy with how I played, and he sent me a contract. And fortunately, someone on my team at Cheshire, Josh Wilshire, he was the one that made that connection, because he was going to play there too.
Okay. Yeah. I had him on earlier this week.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. I had him on earlier this week. So he spoke about the QBL. So you two on the same team at QBL that same year?
Yeah, that's right.
All right. How was that playing with Josh, alongside Josh, man? How was that playing alongside him?
You find this so much in basketball, man. Like, you play against someone, and you just have to assume what their personality is like based on how they play. You know what I mean? And I didn't really have much for Josh. I didn't really have that much like perception of him at all. I just knew he was a good player. And then when I played with him at Cheshire for the period that he was there, because he got hurt, I was like, oh, this is a solid dude right here, man. Really good guy. And then when he hooked me up with the Australian thing, I was like, oh,
right,
he's like a really, really good guy. Like, you know what I mean? So yeah, we're definitely good now. We don't speak as much at the minute, obviously, you know, not being able to hoop. You know, who knows where he's going to play next year. But yeah, man, I'll forever be thankful for Josh, for helping me out in that situation and giving me an opportunity, basically.
Oh, that's dope, man. Shout out Josh. And what's it like then after you come back, you play against him?
Yeah, man, it's all good, man. It's all love. I mean, when we play against each other, it's like the friend stuff gets left off the court, but no matter what happens on court, we're always going to be cool off the court, man, for sure.
Shout out Josh, man. And I had not long ago, I had your coach on here, man, and
yeah, I saw that,
Mr. Rob, man. What was your impression of Rob when you first, you know, met up with him, and then also talk us through your relationship with Rob?
To be honest with you, it's funny because when we played against the Riders, when I was playing for the Essex, I was on the free throw line.
Yeah. And
the first time I'd ever heard him speak, like I'd never heard him speak. It's the first time we played against him. I'm shooting, must be like the second quarter, maybe even the third. And all I can hear is someone going, "This mother can't shoot." And I'm thinking, which one of their plays is going off like that? So I dribbled it. I looked to my left and it was him. And he was looking me dead in the eye. Can't shoot. I'm like, yo, is he allowed to do this? I'm like, this is crazy. So I made the first one. And bear in mind, I'm not going to lie to you, my free throw percentage slacking always for a long time, especially when I was younger. So he had a point, but I made the first one and he's like, oh my God. And I made the second one and he's like, good job, buddy. Literally, like, just completely switched. So I was just like, all right, okay.
He was trying to put you off, innit?
Yeah, but like, paid like what was like respect, like you made it, you know.
Yeah.
And that was the only interaction I ever had with him before being picked for his team. And then obviously when I got there, I saw the other side of all of that, you know. And it's just passion, man. Like so many people have asked me before, like, yo, what's Rob like, man? Like, you know, he's screaming, he's da-da-da-da. Like when you're on his team, you see why he's like that, because he's so invested. And it's nice because as players, I'm invested. Like I wholeheartedly am invested in the team. So to see that with my coach, it just makes you want to fight harder.
It's true, man. I did see that on the side when I came to your game because I wanted to talk to him afterwards. Because I keep forgetting that a lot of people know how to separate the game from personal stuff. So when I was thinking, how do I approach this guy? But I don't want this guy screaming in my face just for a quick conversation. So I was like, all right. But then couldn't talk to him anyway because of the COVID and that. But when I spoke to him on here, it was a whole different side to him, man. I could see his personality is very infectious, like, you know.
Right.
He's like you said, he's very passionate. He likes to win. Is that something you kind of took from him as well?
Yeah, definitely, man. I think once you're in a room with people that are hungry to get better, to win, then you either get with it or you get left behind. So I chose to get with it.
Yeah, definitely. And it's got you some great success, man. You know, winning. Let's go through the accolades. Let's go through these trophies.
You're making it sound like I got a list.
Yeah, I've got to remember this, bro. All right. 2 BBL League Championships, 1 trophy finals, 2 BBL Cup Championships, 2 BBL Playoff Championships, and 1 QBL Championship. Which out of those 3 would you say was the most gratifying win, and why?
Boy, I would match up the QBL one with the Cup one that I won with the Riders the first time, the oldest one.
Yeah.
Because as much as we prepared ourselves, as much as we believed in ourselves, as much as we wanted it bad, you just never know. And that feeling at the end when you know you've got it after all that hard work, I can't put that feeling into words, man. So for me, those 2, they are on the same level, because before that I'd never won anything. I never won anything in Australia. So to win that one was like, wow, like it brought me to tears. I was that emotional about it. And then the one in England, the BBL Cup, again, we worked so hard for it. So to achieve it was just so gratifying, man.
I could imagine, man. And was that one you won in the O2? Or was that in that was in O2, right?
No, that Cup one, that was in the NIA Arena, which is now called the Buckley's Arena, I think.
Yeah. Okay.
In Birmingham.
And another one of your there's another one of your championships as well that I want to talk to you about. With when you went up against, I know you guys wasn't even fearing them, but it was just, I wonder what your mindset was going into that game when you was going up against the Royals in the finals. And you
said we weren't fearing them. What made you think we weren't fearing them?
Yeah, I could tell you guys was going in there like bang. But obviously, there's other people who saw people saw that there was the high name players there. So the players you probably played with, like they had the Ashley Hamilton on that side, with Matthew, with Jules, with LBC, Will Neighbor. Like, what was the mindset going into that game?
It's about to be a battle. Like, you can't, it doesn't matter what team you're going against. If it's a final, it's going to be a battle. At the Riders, we never go into any game thinking like, oh, it's just this team. Like, you know what I mean? Like, we can handle these guys. We put too much pressure on ourselves to think like that.
Definitely.
I was zoned in, man. That's the big one for me. The playoff final is like everything. The cup, the trophy, the league, yeah, man, love it. Obviously want to win that, but the playoff final for me is the biggest reward of every BBL season, in my opinion. So I was locked in, bro. I saw a photo of myself actually before that game, and my face, the face I had on was like, yo, like I just smelled something horrible, bro. I was just like this. I still got the photo. And I was like, wow, man. I remember what I was doing. I was watching the film in the changing room.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I was zoned in.
I could tell, man. I like the first half. I watched it, and the first half was like close.
Mm.
And I was watching. I was like, oh, this is pretty close, man. The Royals are actually going for it, and you guys, you're putting up a fight as well. And then I think I was at, I went into, where was I? I think I went into work. I was doing something, and I see the second half, and I just see that Royals got battered. I was just like, wow, that discipline offense you lot have, boy. I love how you guys play though. It looks so disciplined. I telling Rob like that you remind me of Spurs, the way you like just so disciplined. Like bang, is everyone's one team. Every 5 guys carry each other at once. Like, what was the second half like for you guys? From your perspective going into that?
We just tried to like do the game plan pretty much. At halftime, if we're down or if we're up, it's kind of like the same conversation, really. Like, we got to go. Like, we're only halfway through. But with the finals, man, it's man, there's no guarantee, bro. Like, you just don't know what's going to happen. We've come back from like 10 points down, in a short amount of time in a cup final before. So there was no point in that game until the buzzer went where any of us felt comfortable. So yeah, bro, those finals, man, anything can happen.
Yeah, man. How is it and as well with your team, you're so disciplined. How is it you're so consistently disciplined so much? Like, every game I just watch you lot playing, it's like, just can't break this team mentally. Like, what is it that keeps you lot so focused?
No, I mean, we've had times, don't get it wrong, we've definitely had times where it's fallen apart in some way. But I guess it's the coach. To be honest, like he knows how to communicate to us off the court, on the court, and we all are kind of just going in the same direction. So when we lose focus, that's because guys are veering off. But when we're all focusing and doing the same thing, we look and we are very disciplined.
Nice. And talking of another playoff win, so compare the Royals win to your playoff win against London Lions, because you played them in the playoffs the year before. How was that win against London Lions? Like your whole perspective on that.
The year before.
Is it London Lions you played the year before?
So
playoff finals.
Why has my mind just gone blank, bro?
Oh, did you play was you at Riders at that time?
No, I don't think I was on that team.
Oh, right.
I was in
yeah.
Who was I?
I was Spain.
Yeah, my mind, I was like, I don't remember that game. That means I got 9 trophies.
You know what I mean? No, but we're going to the next one.
Everything Chris. Everything Chris. Everything Chris.